Each day, millions of bananas go unused. And do you know why? It's because people think they're moldy and gross, and they've soured as a fruit. But I know, and you know, that's not true. Today, I aim to do the impossible. I will take my old bananas, and I will make banana bread. I will use them. They will not go in the trash. That was not scripted. And they will be used, no matter how mushy and moldy they may be. I will put them into banana bread. Thank you. Let's begin. Okay, first, I get this mic out. And it's gonna have to switch over. There we go. Got a new little mic. Did you like the intro? I was a fan of that. I was hoping that I could get it to pump through the audio so it'd be a cleaner signal, and I'm hoping that I don't get super mega giga copyright claimed and then it's not available anywhere. But we'll see what happens. All right, people seem to enjoy it. What's up? Listen. What's popping, gamers? It's your boy, Joseph Bislington, back with another slammer of a live stream. We got 69 viewers on the clock. Let's roll the clip. Okay, we're making banana bread. That's it. There's a banana bread, but it's got a fun twist. And as always, we got some spooks and goofs in here. We got the GoPro. Was popping. You're on the GoPro here. There's only one GoPro today, and there's no head cam, there's no chest cam, but I thought it would be fun to just turn on the camera and stream for a little bit. And, you know, maybe, gunch willing, we will all be quiet on the set. I will be honest. These bananas have been around for about 2.5 weeks. I did not think that they were going to fall off the banana harness, whatever you call that, the little stem. I didn't think that was going to happen, and that might make our job a little bit trickier in terms of measuring out specific bananas, because this counter is clean, but it's not eat off of clean. Let's see. Who's popping up in the chat? Drop a name if you want to shout out in the chat. Here, you'll get the... Let's get the chat cam. Okay, can I get the chat cam here? Okay, this is the chat cam. This is this POV. You are a message in the chat. We got Full Flow Aerospace, we got Space Engineer, we got Universal Rockets, we got Saeed, Sleepy, Mackenzie, we got Orange Duster, we got Kaylin Animation, Old Guys Rule 58, you Joe, that's what he says. We got D. Garrick, Kyle, we got Aero Propulsion Systems, we got a lot of rocket MFs in this chat. Anyway, now you know what it's like to be a chat message, and I'm looking at you. Let's start this process, because the bake time is kind of long. That's going to be like the long lead item for us. So I've got a little banana bread recipe, and I was hoping to write it down in my fancy little notebook, and then you know what happened? I didn't have time. Okay, we're going to start with the bananas in a bowl. I'm going to use a larger bowl for this. Got this bad boy. So these are like... It's a little hard to describe just how soft these things are. I'll give you an idea. Like, these are really, I mean, there's no structural integrity here. Now, when I worked at the Cold Stone Creamery as a teenager, Dave, last name redacted, not only because I don't want to out him here, but also because we gave him a less than appropriate last name that rhymed with his last name, which I will not expand on. Dave always said that these bananas tasted the best, and I believe him, as much as I do not like that he scheduled me to work over my prom. However, I'm a little spooked by these. So what do we think? I have backup bananas, but that would kind of be against the whole purpose of this stream, right? I mean, I think the goal is that we want to use the really mushy bananas. And they should be fine. I mean, what's so bad about them? Those bananas are ripe. So give me a yes or a no. Yes means we use the bananas. No means we do not. Hit me in the chat with a yes or a no. And can I get a live chat POV here? Okay, let's get a live chat POV. We're getting a live chat POV right now. Okay. This is a good POV. We're getting a lot of yes here. Okay, thanks for the POV. All right, so that sounds like to me we're going to use these bananas. We need approximately, I think it's 2 to 3 medium. Oh, they say medium is 7 to 7.5 inches long. That's medium? That sounds like a large to me. Let's keep on rolling here. So we need 2 to 3 medium-sized bananas in this bowl, and then I think we're gonna mash them up. That's huge. That is absolutely not a medium-sized banana. I will tell you that much. So it's tough to emphasize this. You know, I think this is gonna be better for all of us if we get a close-up on this. Hold on. I am nothing if not an MF who will just absolutely mess with the camera the entire time. That is who I am at heart. All right, there we go. How about it? So we're gonna take the top off of this banana. Oh, I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan, you guys, because there's a lot of gunk in here that's gonna have to be dealt with. Oh, I don't like this. Okay, we're gonna chop this top part off, and we're gonna use all of this. I think it's gonna be fine. I'm not that worried. Ah, perfect. That's disgusting. This is great. All right, can we get a... Hold on, guys. Can we get a live Joe POV, please? Can I get a live Joe POV? Live POV. Okay, back to the main shot. All right, banana 2. This one, relatively intact. I feel good about this, right? I mean, don't you? Hit me in the chat if you feel good about this. So, shit, okay. Oh God, it's like paper. Why? Shout out to whoever made bananas for, oh wow, the middle of this bad boy is really ripe. He's gonna just fall off, isn't he? Yeah. Woo! Yeah, that's hard to look at without going to vom.com. You know what I'm saying? All right. You think we want 3? I think we want 3. My baking container. Oh, shoot. I didn't wash it yet. Okay, I'll have to do that in a second. I think we want 3. These are disgusting. They all split open. Maybe we'll do this one, but we'll just do the bottom of both of them, because look, I want everyone to be open and honest here. I don't think we're going to be using these other bananas for anything else, so we'll just take the bottom of these 2 guys. Oh, it's dripping. Oh. I don't like this. Okay, we're gonna discard the part that touched the table, so we'll keep this. And we'll keep this. Oh, I hate this. Okay, all right, that's enough. I gotta tell you what, that's about enough for your boy, Joseph Bislington. I've about had it. Oh my goodness. All right. I wish I could just like zoom out the camera without having to get all weird about it. I think that's about right. And then I have to focus on the bowl. There we go. Okay, we have our bananas. What's poppin', folks? How we all doing? Is everyone having a good Monday? I'll be honest. My Monday is like, it's okay. It's fine. It's not amazing. All right, I need 1/3 of a cup or 76 grams of butter. Now it says salted or unsalted, but if you use unsalted butter in my kitchen, as Gunch is my witness, I will shoot you in the face. That's a little intense. I don't really mean that. But also, like, come on. If you're going to be a bear, be a grizzly. If you're going to use butter, use salted butter. Okay. Here we go. How much do we want? Does anyone remember? 1/3 of a cup. God, it's so helpful when they do this. 1/3 of a cup is not that much. I'm gonna put like, oh, that's 1/3 of a cup? Okay, great. We are going to use, wow, the markings on here are really unclear. Pause. God, I literally am, I am genuinely unable to read. Hold on. 5 tablespoons, 5 1/3. How many is each tick? It's not labeled clearly. Look at this. Look at this. It's got like this, 1/3, and then it goes up to 1/2, and then it goes down to 1/4. The hell is that? Can someone help me with this? This unit is not labeled for retail sale. Packed for Omua Foods. Not Obama Foods. Okay. Great start. 5.3 tablespoons or so. But like, okay, yes. No, but I know how to convert a fraction to a decimal. That's not the question. The question is like, what the fuck kind of tips? Sorry, bleep that. Nick, cut that out. What the heck kind of ticks on this butter are we going to use? Is it 2 ticks? You see this? If I want 1/3 of a cup, right? Do I cut it right here? That's 1/3 of a cup right there? Like which tick, how do the ticks work? 6 ticks, 5.3 ticks. Okay, so this is not enough butter. Great. That's what I needed to know. Good thing I bought more. 1 stick. I think this might be the hardest thing I've ever done. Here's what I'm going to do. What do we want? 1/3 of a cup, right? 1/3 of a cup. Yeah, that's like, I can sort of guess the amount of butter that is. How many ticks on butter for 1/3 cup? are the ticks? How much of a stick is 1/3 of a cup of butter? Usually a half cup of butter, 8 tablespoons. We're just, okay, so I need 5.3 ticks of butter. Oh, each tick is a tablespoon. 8 tablespoons, 1 stick, 1 cup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to use 6. Listen, if you thought when I said that I can't read, if you thought that was a joke, hopefully you are enlightened now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going with 6. I have a special plan in mind. I probably need to warm this up, don't I? Yeah. Okay. If someone super chats more than $20 right now, I will take a bite. You have 15 seconds. I'm not kidding. I will fund the space shot in whatever way is necessary. Let's say 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 21. Okay, that'll do it. I'll take a bite. Do we want the close-up? Can we vote on the camera you want for this? Do you want this camera or do you want the GoPro? What do you want for the bite and how close do you want me to get? And actually, what I should do, I'm only trusting D. Garrick's vote here. He says POV, which I think means, okay, great. So Derek wants the POV cam. I will absolutely do that. All right, is everybody's screen recorder going? I said I would do it. Did I say I would swallow it? I did cut off a little bit more than I needed. God, it's delicious. Oh my God. There's a reason people put butter in everything. But man, it's salty. All right. Thanks for the super chat, buddy. All right. Oh, salted butter, supreme. Okay. I'm gonna wash this really quick. This part is not as exciting, but we need a tray to put our bread in. And I forgot to wash it. Okay, can I be open and honest with everyone? So I bought this mic on Amazon. I bought these $20 microphones on Amazon. They were wireless and they were $20. And if you follow my TikTok, boy oh boy do you know all about it. These microphones were $20 and I bought them with the thought of like, well, how could I go wrong, right? It's 20 bucks, you know, not a whole lot to lose. Oh, this is perfect. I'm gonna go a little bit more. Well, when you buy a $20 mic pack that's wireless, you're gonna get the quality of a $20 mic pack that's wireless. And so they don't sound that good. I was really hoping that the quality would be fairly clear. And I don't know what delusion led me to that idea, but they were not good. So then, in my desperation for a good wireless mic pack, I bought that DJI mic pack. So the ground station is right here. You can actually, if you look really close, you can probably see the audio level come up. The DJI mic pack is like $300. It's like not cheap. But I was so displeased with the other mics that I bought this one, And I have to tell you, like, it's worth every penny. I have never used a product that isn't from Apple that feels like one of those older Apple products that like straight up just works. It's crazy. I'm so impressed. Anyway, here goes the butter. So, as you might be aware, unless you just joined, that's a little bit less than we wanted to put in our banana bread because someone super chatted $21 for me to take a bite. And I did. And it was pretty good. I'm glad I did it. Don't question, just believe says, can we get a fridge reveal? Oh my God, of course we can get a fridge reveal. Let me make sure there's nothing scandalous in my fridge. I don't think there is. You guys want a fridge reveal? Hit me with a yes or no in the chat if you want a fridge reveal. There's nothing bad in there. It's just my fridge. Oh, okay. Everyone wants a fridge reveal. We're big on the fridge reveal today, huh? Let's get a fridge reveal. Okay, fridge reveal time. Here we go. Come with me. It's your boy, Joseph Bislington. Are we gonna reach with the cable? You can sort of see the cable tied to the computer over there. All right, fridge reveal. So up at the top, I drink a lot of kombucha. I'm a big kombucha guy. I am nothing if not into my gut health. Then we got a lot of liquid death. We got Irish butter. This was just in case I ran out or did something stupid. We got the cream cheese, classic. There's multiple tubs of this in the fridge. Some Gatorade, liquid death. I got some coffee that I brewed earlier today and that I didn't end up drinking, so that's for tomorrow. And then I got a little vanilla cream soda. I've been using the Factor meals. They're okay. They're all right. And if you're interested in sponsoring me, Factor, well, I think they're great, but they're okay. I got some eggs. Great. Love it. Got a bunch of cheese. I got another Factor meal back there. I got some Caesar dressing. Classic. Fans of the carbonated milk video will probably recognize I usually have Caesar dressing in my fridge. More liquid death, more kombucha, more Factor meals, more liquid death. I got more cheese down here. And then what do we got? We got a lot of liquid death down here. There's some nice banana peppers there. I got Lactaid, coffee, ketchup, cream soda, liquid death. It's like a common theme. I got a nice Mexican Coke that I've been saving for a good occasion. Very excited. I got that from Chipotle like 2 weeks ago when Charlie and Adams were here. And I just didn't drink it, and I'm very excited for that Mexican Coke. More little sody pops. I got some root beers in here somewhere. Tabasco. Soylent from like well over a year ago that I just don't want to drink anymore. I got Worcestershire sauce. I got toasted sesame oil. We got whatever this bad boy is, chili garlic. We got some maple syrup. There's a bunch of other stuff back here. We got Magnificsauce. Got some soy sauce, more ketchup, mustard. There's a bunch of stuff, and then the butter goes up here. And that's the Joey B fridge reveal. Pretty good, huh? All right. Oh, God. We gotta keep cooking, y'all. Everyone like Ken's Ranch PTSD trigger. Dude, honestly, shout out Liquid Death. It is so great to feel like I'm drinking a beer, but it's 2 p.m. and I can still keep working. Because the second that a little sip of beer hits my lips, I'm done. I'm not working. I'm not doing anything for the rest of the day, right? It's over. But the Liquid Death gives me the feeling of being like, yeah, I'm having a tall boy, and then I can keep editing. It's great. It's my favorite thing. Freezer reveal. The freezer's less good. I don't think I want to show the freezer. There's all the heads and like there's like fingers and extremities and a couple of like bodily organs in there, so I don't want to show that. For what it's worth, that's a joke. Just so we're all very, very clear. That is a joke. All right. We gotta keep cooking, so let's do that. So we have the butter. We need some baking soda. We need a half a teaspoon of baking soda. This is 1 Hold on. Here we go, half a teaspoon. I got some brand new baking soda right here. Huge. Big fan. Hold on, folks. Okay. Half a teaspoon. Boom. That's my baking soda. We need 1 pinch of salt. All right. I can pinch it up. This is a pinch. We need 3/4 of a cup of sugar. Half a cup if you would like it less sweet, 1 cup if more sweet. Cool. I have the measuring thing and my sugar. Actually, the sugar's out here. All right, so we're about to get to the really fun part here. So we need 3/4 of a cup. Because there's actually something a little extra special about this. That's a lot of sugar. Woo! Let's go. All right. 1 large egg beaten, and then a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Oh, you know what? I may not be doing this in the right order. I've just been tossing all these things in a bowl. Here we go. I should preheat the oven to 350 for what it's worth. Bake, 350, start. Mash the bananas and then add the butter, mixing the remaining. Okay, so the bananas should get mashed. Let's do that now before we go any further, knowing that the next step is after the sugar. So the bananas should have been mashed, but like fans of the channel, which means that you've been watching for more than 30 minutes, fans of the channel will know these bananas, they kind of came pre-mashed. They were kind of already mashed. Hey, what the heck is up with my bit rate here? How come my frames keep dropping? Let's reduce our bit rate to 4,000. Okay, let's try that. Sorry about if it cuts out. From the bottom of my heart, my bad. Okay, these bananas are getting nice and mashed. Yeah, but what I was saying is they sort of came pre-mashed. Like they showed up hella wonky. All right, this is great. Good enough for me. All right, next up, we've got the baking soda and salt, which I did. Stir the sugar, beaten egg. Right, there's 1 beaten egg that needs to go in there. And we are gonna grab it from, I don't think we're gonna grab it from this one. Yeah. This is sell by May 19th. And it's definitely past that, but that's not the use by. And like, these dates are always really conservative as it stands, so I'm not worried. Is anyone worried if it says sell by May 19th and it's June 6th or 5th? Let me know in the chat if you're worried about that. Okay. Let's see. It's fine. It's fine. Use the float test. Just a little salmonella. What is I or M? Should be fine. Go for it. We chill. General concern for Joe's well-being. Well, I think it's fine. I'm not that worried. What's the float test? Is that if the egg floats, it's good? All right, that's a beaten egg. And the vanilla extract is the last thing that we need. So here's the egg. Okay. And then I have the vanilla extract. How much of that do we need? That is 1 teaspoon, which is this bad boy. Do I need to shake this? Does this settle? I doubt it. God, it smells so good. Okay. Whoops. A little messy there. All right, that's our vanilla extract. And then finally, we have the flour. What we're gonna do here is mix this in just a little bit more. We got the egg in there. I'm gonna try to get it. It's a little bit like, you know what it's like? And this is a little bit of foreshadowing. This is a little bit like when you do a liquid premix in a solid rocket motor. Shout out anyone who's watched the recent BPS space videos. In the video where I talk about mixing solid propellant, we have a liquid premix where we put our HTPB, our IDP, and our aluminum powder in it, and we sort of get things moving, we get things homogeneous before we start adding in the ammonium perchlorate. Now, the reason I say this is foreshadowing is that this banana bread is special. And that's all I'm gonna say about it for now. All right, you gonna degas them eggs? All right, so next up is the 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Now we're gonna be using a slightly different version of flour today. I think this should still be good. This is fairly old. August 2023, perfect. And then I have more that's newer, should we need it. All right, so what is it? 1.5 cups. One and 1/2. I mean, that might be exactly what's left in this bag anyway. Not quite. I don't think I fully mentioned this, but this is Bob's Red Mill, which is gluten-free flour. Bob's Red Mill is the bee's knees, the bendable extendables. You know what I mean? Thanks, oven. Got a little bit more there. Still a little bit more. Okay, that was too much. We'll just leave a little bit. It's enough. It's fine. I'm not worried. It'll just be mildly thick. I'm not pressed. You know? Call me a new age newspaper the way that I'm not pressed. Does that make sense? Is that a good joke? Does that pass? I don't know about that one. We're gonna mix these things together. Try and get all the dries and the wets. The F in Joe stands for funny. Shut up, all right? It's not, listen, I try, okay? That's a lot of dries and these wets, I'll tell you what. Do I have a whisk? I don't have a, I do have a whisk. Excellent. We're gonna need a whisk now. All right. It is, Eric Spittle has a great point in here. He says, the one thing that's fantastic about cooking is that meh, good enough works every time. And that's true. Like, meh, good enough doesn't really slide. Like, that doesn't really work for solid rocket motors, but it totally works for cooking. You can be like, yeah, I know what the recipe is, and like I know exactly how a little bit more sugar will affect the recipe. But because of like how tough it is to characterize a propellant thoroughly, you don't really know what happens if you add like 3% more AP. Like, the characteristics of the whole interaction of all of the different components change in a way that I feel like doesn't quite happen with cooking. All right, that's getting there. I got some comments here. Why don't we read some comments? Can you use banana bread as a replacement for rock epoxy? Absolutely, 100%. I'm doing a social media post for my uni award show. You can pick something for me to hide in one of the posts. Wait, what? Alfie, can you give me more details? You can pick something for me to hide in one of the posts. All right. Are you still going strong with the sushi restaurant that's labeled as a bakery? Wait, what? What is the sushi restaurant that's labeled as a bakery? All right. Now, here is where I take this fun and totally normal stream and it gets a little bit weirder. In the last video that I posted, and if you haven't watched it, you are going to prison, I talked about making an igniter, and I blurred a lot of the stuff that was actually required in order to make an igniter, and boy, people were very upset about that, but it stands to reason that, like, if I tell you exactly how to do something that can, like, hurt you really bad, I mean, a solid rocket motor can hurt you, but an igniter is like a lower bar, just because the number of ingredients and processing of them is less. People were very mad about that, and like, it's not ITAR to tell you how to make an igniter, it's just like, there's a level of safety that I don't want to do. This is a stupid tangent. In that video, I really wanted to, in that section of the video, fake making an igniter in which the end result turns out to be a cookie that looks like an igniter. A cookie that has the color and consistency of an igniter, like cookie batter, and then I take a bite of it. Now, given what I just said, I think that's probably a pretty bad idea because my goal is to demonstrate being responsible and making good decisions on the BPS channel, but we're on the Joe Barnard channel. I'm a different person. You get a different kind of deal here. Here's the deal. I brought sparkle gel. It's black sparkle gel. And I want to make this banana bread look like ammonium perchlorate composite propellant. That was so smooth. Someone clip that and tweet it to me. That was really smooth. I'm going to put that all over the internet. This needs to be clipped, I believe. Okay, I shouldn't be doing that with scissors. All right. So I don't know how much we need to add. This was the only thing in the store that seemed like it would let me make my banana bread a very dark gray. Let's start out with that much and see where it gets us. I don't think that will be enough, but I'd rather sneak up on it. Let's get a POV. Can we get a POV, please? Oh, I don't think this is gonna be enough. Yeah, we're gonna need a significant amount of this stuff. I'm already ready to like really go for this. Perfect. This is great. We're moving in the right direction. Yeah, we do need a lot more here. That's an M for magnificent. Oh, this is great. Wow, this is going to take a lot more than I thought it would. I guess because it's not dye. This isn't designed to like get infused and then stay in the material super well. All right. That's a lot. This looks disgusting. This looks really gross. I'm gonna use like this whole tube. But I committed to the bit is the thing. Oh my God. Yeah. I'm a little worried about what happens to this stuff in the oven. Like, I don't think anything will happen to it that's bad. It's also supposed to be sparkly. So like, we'll see how that turns out. Oh, it's getting better. Whoops. It's getting better. I think the thing is that like the banana bread will get darker once it cooks. So the amount of dark that it is now will become more dark. That's my guess. However, with that said, like this still isn't enough. So we're gonna keep going. I'm probably gonna use this whole tube. I mean, what, listen, let's, oof, that sounded like a fart. What's the point of not using the whole tube is my question. Okay, that's like most of the tube. Yeah, this is gonna be great. Okay, I'm feeling real good about this now. It does feel a little bit like diminishing returns though. Eric's right, I should have brought a second tube. I really thought this would be enough. And man, this looks disgusting. This looks really nasty. Can we get a close-up? Can we roll the clip really, really fast? Someone give me a close-up here. I mean, this is disgusting. I'm going to use the rest of the tube. I see no reason to not do that. My hands are getting tired. All right. That's it. Ugh. You know what I'm realizing? Hold on. This is really funny. I gotta be wide for this. Hold on. What I'm realizing is that, you know what would be really helpful here is a KitchenAid, a mixer. I need a prop mixer for this. What I should have done is, before I had mixed, because I haven't mixed any propellant in the mixers, like I should have used them for banana bread first. Eric says, Joe, I've missed these streams so much. I've missed you, Eric. It's good to see you. Good to see y'all in the chat here. Thank you for joining, spending your Monday night with me as I make some little nana bread. Okay. I will tell you what. I think this is actually worth being, sorry. I think, okay, no, pause. This is not as bad as it looks. I'm serious. It's not as bad as it looks. Pretend it doesn't look so green, okay? It looks green. Oh, Jesus. It looks green on the camera. But I promise, oh my God, it literally matches my pants. Okay, maybe it is green. But I think the yellow's gonna come out a little bit in the oven. So there's one more step that I wanna do here, and it's that I want to add the AP. So I bought these little white sprinkles with the idea that like we'll add some sort of visible AP in there. There were larger versions of this. Okay, am I not seeing the, oh, there's the perforation. There were like larger white beads that we could have used for the AP, but they didn't seem that realistic. And like, you don't necessarily want to see, I'm not gonna get any AP right now, that's a very bad idea. But like, look, oh my God. This does look kind of like large particles of, this is like 1,000 AP. So there's like 400 micron AP, and this feels like 1,000, right? About 1,000 microns, something like that. Okay. So let's put some in. I don't know how much we need, but let's start there. And we just want it to have like, each bite should have a little bit of like, ooh, I got an AP particle, you know? I would do probably about twice that much. Yeah, this is gonna be great. I keep switching to the wrong camera. All right. Maybe I'll do more than this. Depends what I can sort of see. Yeah, I probably want a little bit more than this. The goal of the banana bread isn't for it to taste great. It's for it to be like, yeah, Perry says probably a lot. And I think Perry's probably right. Also, happy Pride. Happy June, everybody. Shouts out. If you celebrate, that's lovely, and I'm proud of you. And I say a lot of jokes, but I mean that. And I wish that for Happy Pride, I could give you some of this banana bread that looks like AP. But unfortunately, it it may not even be good at all. So it might be for the best. I think I'm going to do a little bit more. All right. Here we go. Yeah, I don't know that I want to go much more than this. I just like, it's a lot easier to creep up to it than it is to back down. And the consistency is starting to get weird. I'll tell you what, it doesn't smell that good. It doesn't smell great. And I can definitely see the AP in here. Like I can see the particles. So I think okay, shut up about it being green. It's not that green. Okay. No. Hold on. Look at me. Okay? You see? Hold on. Wait. Look at me really quick. Look at me in the eyeball. All right? Hold on, let me make myself really big. Okay. Look at me. We are better than this. We can use the power of the color wheel. Right? So I don't know if I have any other food dye, but I will tell you this much. If I do, we can put a little red in the green and it will get gray. We can use the power of the color wheel. Oh my God. All right, everyone pray. Can I get some pray or alternatively claws up in the chat? We need food dye. And I don't think that I have it. I have hand warmers. Where did I get these? I don't even think I put these in here. I wonder if that's like the previous tenant. Okay. No. I do have to tell you, I'm not feeling like super hopeful. I have a lot of Pedialyte. Boy, I thought that I had food dye. You know, one time when I lived in Nashville, I wanted to put sprinkles on my ice cream. Actually, wait, no. That was when I lived here. I wanted to put sprinkles on my ice cream, and I didn't have sprinkles, so I put food dye in it. And it wasn't as good, which I think in hindsight does seem fairly obvious, but it means that I should have food dye somewhere. And if I don't, c'est la vie. Dude, I am like almost inclined to go to the store and get food dye right now. Wouldn't be in there. Could be in here. No. Y'all, I don't think it's happening. Wow, that's weird. Oh, I do have birthday candles though. These aren't gonna work. Folks, I have terrible news. I don't think I have food dye. And you know what? From the bottom of my heart, my bad. This is on me. Does anyone have any other suggestions? If I put some ketchup in here, the red might balance it out. Soy sauce, people think, a little aluminum powder, add water, graphite powder. Do it, store trip, ketchup. What do we need the dye for? Coffee. No, but it has to be red. We have to use the color wheel. Go ahead and do me a favor. Google color wheel. Color wheel. When you look at the color green, look to the opposite. So this right now is green, and the opposite color is red. So what we need to do if we want this to become less green is add red. So I gotta add blood, but the blood is gonna cook and it's gonna oxidize because of all the iron in my blood. So it's going to become black and it's gonna lose its effectiveness. So I don't think it's really going to work for me to bleed out. Listen, if it was gonna work, I would prick my finger and we'd be off to the races. I mean, I would do it. Of course I would do it, you guys. Sriracha is red, ketchup is red, Tabasco is red, but it's not a deep red. I don't know, y'all. Oh, I didn't even know I had, okay. Carrots, chili garlic sauce. Don't add ketchup, it won't work. Here's the thing, if I go to the store, it's gonna be like a 20-minute trip. You're gonna have like a 20-minute break, and we haven't even started cooking this. I'm not convinced that it's worth it for me to go to the store. I think we should cook. Go ahead and put in the chat if you think we should cook or store. Okay? Cook or store. Leave it green, let him cook. Cook, cook, bake it, cook, cook, store, 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 cook. Wow. I think the majority say cook. Yeah, Jesse, we need to cook. I think we're cooking. I think we're cooking, folks. Executive decision. This is a democracy. This is a representative democracy, and I hold all of the electoral votes. Got his ass. All right, we're cooking. Let's make sure we're following the instructions here. So we add the flour, extract, egg, sugar, salt, baking soda, butter, and bananas. Add the butter, remaining ingredients, mix in the flour, bake the bread. All right. We're gonna bake the bread, y'all. Joey, it's going to explode. No, it's not. Get over yourself. It's not gonna explode. What we do want to do is probably add a little bit of butter around the pan so it doesn't stick as much. I don't think I have any non-stick spray for the pan, but that's fine because butter works just as well. Okay, this is actually not working that great, and I have a new plan. It's overcomplicated, but it will work. We're gonna put a little bit of butter into this cup. Then we're gonna microwave it. Okay, I'm gonna slam all of the plates as loud as I can as I do this. Then, take a paper towel, unroll it, scrunch it up, and that is not melted. Not enough. Okay. Hey, it's Tony Pepperoni. Welcome back to Joey B Cooking Reviews. Wow, this, you know what? Okay, shut up. It doesn't look, it looks exactly the same green. It does look exactly the same color green. I'm gonna take a picture just for myself. That's really funny. I should have figured that. Like, because the yellow is in there, when yellow gets darker, it sort of becomes green. All right, this butter is going in there, and then we're gonna spread it around along the edges. And that's gonna be our non-stick spray, is the butter around the edges. And bonus, a little extra butter, which is great because I took a bite before I put it in there. All right, can we get camera B? Can I get camera B, please? Thank you. Okay, so I don't know if I made too much. I actually didn't like check if the amount of bread that I made here was really the correct amount. How much do you think I should pour in? Does it say? Hold on. Nope, not really. Okay, how much should I pour in? Like how far from the top? Because I don't want to go up to the top. Like a ½ inch down? What do you think? How far from the top of the pan? Maybe a ¼ inch below the lid? 2/3, all of it, ½ inch. It's green in honor of the Grange. 1 inch down, whole bowl, 1 inch down, fill it, ½ inch. All right, y'all are all over the place. Y'all do not know what you want. So in honor of that, I'm gonna do whatever the heck I want. We're just gonna start pouring, and I'm gonna do as the spirits tell me. God, I love banana bread. Oh, this might not be enough. We might, oh, shit. I don't think we made enough. Uh-oh. I think we should have made double this. Well, I'll tell you what. One thing about me is I don't love wasting food. And we're not going to be wasting any of this because it's all going in. Okay, that's probably good enough. Okay, so that is good. Let's wipe the edges. You know, it's not terrible. I do think like, oh God, this is disgusting. This looks really nasty, you guys. It's not terrible, just also not great. We are probably about halfway full of this. And we'll see how big it gets. Maybe it'll be fine. I'm not licking it. I'm not licking it. Look, I know y'all are fine with licking the raw eggs. I get freaked and geeked out by raw eggs. So I'd rather not. I got a big week of video editing to do. And I would love to not do that. All right. This bad boy is going in the oven. Do y'all want an oven cam? Would that make you guys happy? Let's get an oven cam. All right, take the towel off. We'll turn the oven light on. All right. Okay, cut to oven cam. Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. All right, now we're gonna get a timer. Actually, timer's gonna be on my phone. Timer for 55 minutes. We should have done this faster because by the time this is done, it's gonna be almost 11 local time. So we should have done this faster, because now it's got to cook for a long time. Well, what do you want? What do you want to do? What do y'all want to do? I will say, like, I'm proud of the oven cam. I thought that was a beautiful shot. Editing stream. Check it at 20 minutes. Kerbal Space Program editing stream. I could do an editing stream. I actually think I know what I want to do in terms of, so someone on Twitter the other day was curious about how I film and like shoot videos, and then put them together. And I was kind of like, it would be an interesting thing to be like, here's how I film a launch, here's how I film a video, I script it, and then I shoot it, and then like, here's how I cut it up, and use B-roll in between. And I thought the best way to do that wasn't necessarily a stream, but it was to like film the whole process as like a meta thing. So like, while I'm editing, I can like turn OBS on and just time lapse through my process so that you don't have to sit there and do it with me. Because a lot of it's really tedious. Like, I'm looking for a specific clip to match a specific line in the narration. And like, here's the super secret sauce. Most of the narration, if there's B-roll playing over a clip, like if there's B-roll playing over a narration, I'm not looking at the camera, even though I'm narrating all in front of the camera. I'm like looking at the script and I just know what the B-roll shots are. Anyway, all this stuff is really interesting, and I kind of enjoy talking about it a little bit. KSP is not going to happen on this stream because my computer is going to crash if I do KSP in the meantime. Also, hold on. I had another $10 from D. Garrick, who said whole bowl of green schmutz, and he's right. All right. My uni is doing an award show, and I'm getting social media stuff for you. I can hide anything you want. Text, image in one of my posts within reason. Alfie, hide the text Gunch, Gunch, in one of the posts. That would be lovely. If it's not going to cause you trouble. Joe, when's your next FAR trip? I don't know. I don't have any FAR dates booked in the near future. The next thing that we're gonna do is characterize a new propellant that I am calling Risky Batman. It's a custom propellant that I'm developing for the space shot. It's not cherry limeade. It's called Risky Batman. And the name might change. Risky Batman is like the development name. But I need to mix and cast a bunch of different motors, and we're going to characterize how Risky Batman performs in different environments. Then someone says, when is the EBDB video? EBDB video is 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks away. We have a pretty hard deadline. That video was with Insta360, and I flew a couple of their like upcoming cameras on the rocket, and it'll be a good one. I'm excited for it. When can I get out of the oven? Joey's old bananas. Thank you for the super chat, patience. Let's see. Naming a rocket propellant risky is frightening. It is indeed. I've been waiting for the EBDV video since you tweeted about making the fins for it. Yes, so the only reason it's not happening sooner is because we're trying to time the release of the video with when Insta360 releases their product. And otherwise I would do it sooner. Also, I'm really hoping to have, so in terms of like what's immediately next for the channel, June is going to be a banger month. There is a Solid Rocket Motors video coming out this week. There's a Simplex video coming out this week, and it's on the test stand. Next week, there's another Simplex video coming out on hydro testing, so filling the case with water, plugging the nozzle, inserting the forward closure in the igniter, filling it with water, pressurizing to 1,000 psi. And then after that is the final video. There are going to be 7 videos in the Simplex series, and in late June, we're going to post the final video for Simplex, and it's going to be the full, like, you know, speed run build montage. But then we talk about firing the motor, what that process looks like, and we talk about what the data looks like, and that's what's going to happen. And then we're done. Then we can like move on and do new things. So like we can start talking about when did we fly one of these things, right? Like we fired a motor. We have to test a new propellant. We probably need, you know, a couple of static fires coming up, but they're going to be faster. I'm going to get a new lathe, so it's going to be quicker that way. We're going to automate a lot of the process on the CNC. And so instead of taking 3 months to build a motor, it should ideally take a month or hopefully less. Let's see. What else? If I missed your comment, you can keep putting it in the chat, by the way. How spicy is Risky Batman on a Blackjack to Warp 9 Prop X scale? Okay, so I don't know about Warp 9 too much, but I know that Prop X is like really spicy, and Blackjack, I would assume, is like not that spicy. Like, is Blackjack close to White Lightning? Risky Batman is better than White Lightning. It's not close to Propellant X. Risky Batman is a very close derivative of a propellant called Reliant Robin by Harry Amadeo. So if you look up braking ballistics, there's a propellant called Reliant Robin. You can even just look up Reliant Robin propellant. And Risky Batman is a derivative of Reliant Robin. And like, you can sort of guess by the name, like Reliant Robin, Risky Batman. Let's see. What else is popping? We need gay BPS merch. Bro, we need any new BPS merch. I gotta get on my merch game. We're trying, listen, I know this isn't the point of your comment. I'm so close to being able to do BPS remove before flight tags. Imagine this, but it says BPS space. So cool. And they're so like not that hard to do. I just like, it's not a priority. So that's the next merch that's coming. Bring back Peter Beck. Is that when I did the Rocket Lab stream? Oh my God. What are your opinions on Rust's memory management model compared to one of more traditional garbage collected language like Java or Python? Boy, great question, and I don't have an answer for you. I only know Java. I don't really know Python. I know a little Python, and I don't know any Rust, so I can't really comment on that. Now that it's in the oven, can we get the freezer reveal? Maybe we should do the freezer reveal. Should we do a freezer reveal? Would everyone be interested in a freezer reveal? Would that be you know, interesting to folks to see what's in the freezer? I should double check. I don't think there's anything spooky in here. Yeah, it's just weird, is all it is. It's just weird. But if you want to do a freezer reveal, I'll do a freezer reveal. Listen, I ain't got no problem with it. All right. Can we cut to camera 2, please? All right, thank you. Here's the oven cam. You want to see how it's doing in here? I'm going to stick this in really quick, and it shouldn't be a big deal. It doesn't look a whole lot different. But should be, oh shoot! Wait a minute. It's not even baking. I'm devastated. How long has it been in there? Oh, that's the worst thing that's ever happened to me. Okay. We're gonna go to 50 minutes. Why did it go off? It's because I tried to set a timer on there. That's why. Oh my God. That's the worst. Okay. That is a certified Joey B moment. Well, in honor of that, why don't we do a little freezer reveal? All right. Here we go. This is my freezer. Let's go from the top to the bottom. I have a lot of buns in here. So these are buns that are gluten-free. I have like a routine that I really like to do, and part of that routine is I go to the gym, I work really hard at the gym, and then I come home. Oh, my battery's really low on this too. I'm gonna have to change this. Hold on. We're gonna have to do a freezer reveal reset first. So I go to the gym, I come home, and I make myself an Impossible Burger. Now, this doesn't happen every night, but it's a nice routine, and having routine associated with like a workout schedule or some type of physical exercise is really helpful for me, because remembering to exercise and doing it consistently is a challenge for, I feel like, everyone on the globe. And so I make a little routine out of it, and I really love having those Impossible Burgers. So that is why I have so many of those buns, and they're gluten-free. Because the grocery store that I shop at does not like regularly stock gluten-free buns. So many popsicles. Yeah, we'll get to the popsicles. Is this gonna work? Okay, great, we're back. We back, ladies and gentlemen. All right, back in the freezer. So we got the buns. These are Pedialyte Pops. So when you're a child and you have the stomach bug or the flu, your parents gave you Pedialyte because it's like, let me close this. It's like electrolytes, it's good for you, it helps rehydrate you. Or when you're in college and you're an American, so you just binge drink in college, and we're not gonna get into that whole conversation, but like, you know, unhealthy alcohol consumption, Pedialyte helps you rehydrate, right? Pedialyte Pops are great, not just for when you're super hungover, but when you go to FAR, or you go into the desert, or even when you go into a lush green field, but it's the hot, hot, hot summer, and then you come home, you grab one of these bad boys, you grab a Pedialyte Pop, and I want you to listen so close. You grab a Pedialyte Pop, and you get in the shower. You turn on the shower, you get the shower really hot, and you have an ice cold Pedialyte Pop in the shower. It is, there is no better way, to close out your day than that. Okay, Ben says, you missed my super chat and I need you to say my name so I can sleep. Ben Reedford. I'm sorry, Ben. I'm sorry for missing your super chat. It's been kind of a wild ride here at Joey B Enterprises. All right, let's keep going. These are not the McMaster Freeze Pops. So the McMaster Freeze Pops, they're like, if I remember correctly, they are, thank you, great. Well, now my oven's cooking again. The McMaster Freeze Pops had like a weird sticky feeling to them, and I remember not totally loving them. I want to like them more than I do, and I just don't like them that much. Okay, back to it. Freezer time. Down here, we have the Vans protein waffles. These are delicious. They're actually not gluten-free, but they're so good that I do them anyway. I have a lot of ice packs in my freezer, and this is because I go to FAR so often, so I want to like be able to put ice packs into a mobile freezer, and then I can like take cold drinks to FAR. If you were at FAR last time and you saw me drinking like the bougiest ass person you've ever seen, Liquid Death at FAR, listen, all you gotta do is prepare a little bit, and FAR is an amazing experience. I got Cool Whip, I got these things, the Lindy's Swirl Premium. These Italian ices are so good. I got Vans Blueberry Gluten-Free Waffles. We got some like frozen fruits and the Impossible Burgers. The frozen fruits are great because you can make good smoothies. I got some pizzas, little frozen pizzas. I got some ice cream, another bun, some ice, more buns. I got more ice cream and more, what do you call it? I'm having a stroke. More ice packs. Oh, and then the last thing I have in my freezer is frozen glasses. So I keep glasses in the freezer so that if I want like a really cold drink and I don't want like the ice to be doing all of the work, I put frozen glasses in my freezer so that the glasses can also do some of the work. All right, can you rinse the bowl out, please, says Patience. You know what? That's a fantastic idea. Do we want a POV on that? That's gonna be, hold on, let me put some of this stuff in the dishwasher, and then I'll rinse the bowl out. I cannot believe I did not turn the oven on. Well, I turned the oven on, I just also turned it off. like a Goomba. I have to be a little bit careful about the mugs that I show on stream. I have been getting into this thing where I purchase particularly like spicy mugs, and I just, I gotta be a little bit careful about that. All right, can we get camera B, please? There we go. All right, washing dishes with Joseph Bislington. Is this the content that you subscribed for? I'm curious. Having this channel is like such a blessing because I really feel like I can post anything. Like I can post an interesting thing where I take apart a camera, and then I can post something where I make banana bread that looks like ammonium perchlorate. It's wonderful. I feel like I can just show up and be whoever I want to be. All right, let's watch this. Try to conserve a little water. Get around the whole thing, inside and out. All right, and that's in the drying rack. Let's see. Our banana bread is definitely cooking. We're taking on a new shape, and I can show you. You can see it's like starting to change shape a little bit. Ugh. All right. Let's see. People say this is what they subscribed for, huh? This is what you want? We want to see the mugs? I'll show you some of the mugs. I won't show you all of the mugs, but I'll show you some of the mugs. All right. Mug haul? Mug haul. This mug, can you see this? This says Cat Dad. I take care of cats here sometimes. Don't tell my landlord if you're my landlord. No, I don't. But this says Cat Dad. This one's really great, and this one's going to require camera B. Can I get camera B, please? Thank you. Okay. So this is my foul language mug. Foul language, okay? I want you to think about that for a second. Foul language. That's foul language. Pretty good, huh? All right, there we go. Where's the cancelable mug? That's the one in here, right? Yeah, okay. I have, actually, most of those are, that covers it. I have a mug that says, I can fix it. Very nice. That's how I feel about many things. I have a pumpkin mug. This one's fairly old, and it's played bumper mugs quite a lot, so it's pretty chipped. But it's a nice big mug. Honestly, this one's better for like snacks than it is for like water or tea. I have, and I love this one. This is Armadillo Aerospace. So shout out John Carmack and Armadillo Aerospace. You can actually get this still from, it's not Teespring. Let me see what it is. Armadillo Aerospace merch. If you just look it up, it's Cafe Press. If you look up Armadillo Aerospace merch, you can still buy the merch. I'll be totally honest, I have no idea who the money goes to. Like, I don't know who the money for this mug that I bought goes to, but it's the official merch site, so I don't know what to tell you. Okay, I've got the NASA rocket mug. I got this a couple years ago. I feel like this is a pretty popular one. I think you can like get it at KSE. It is rocket science. This one's pretty good. Nice big mug. You can fit a lot in here. I've got the, let's see. I got a BPS mug, classic. BPS space / shop.bpsspace.gov. Oh my God, I'm a bad influencer. BPS, how do I buy my own merch? Shop. Okay, I'm gonna put a link in the chat. We need a better link than this. I'm a bad influencer, you guys. All right, what else? We've got the Tormach mug, right? Classic. Very nice. I asked them for a new mug recently. I had a call with them, and I was like, if you guys want to send another mug, because I chipped this one. It's got a little chip in it. Too bad. I have a Union Jack mug. That's this bad boy right here. This one's a little thin. It's fairly old. I'm surprised it survived this long, but it's a nice mug. I have the Ho 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 mug. All of these, this one's actually, I got this one from Goodwill when I was in Nashville. All of these have like a story behind them. Like a lot of these mugs I didn't buy myself. I bought this one, but like there are a lot of mugs here that like people bought me. And I love mugs because they're such a great gift that is both useful and like eternally useful. And every time I use it, I think of the story. So like I pick this up and every time I use it, I think of like getting it in Nashville. Every time I use the pumpkin mug, I think of the person who got me the pumpkin mug. Every time I use the Cat Dad mug, I think of that. Every time I use the rocket propelled mug, like my parents got me this one like really early with BPS, and I love this just because of that. Okay, I can show you one. I can show you a mug, but I need you to promise me. I need you to promise me that you will not make fun of me for this mug, okay? You have to put yes in the chat. Say, I promise, say yes. You will not make fun of me for this, okay? This mug holds a lot of weight in my heart, and you are not allowed to make fun of me for it, all right? Tiff, shut up. Say yes. You can't say no. Okay. Here's the story. When I was in Nashville and BPS was just starting to work, so like it's like the late 2018, like December 2018, November 2018. Tiff, I will block you. The channel had gone from like for the first 3 years, I actually looked at this today. For the first 3 years, it was under 2,000 subscribers. And then in 2018, at the very end, we popped up to like 10,000. And I had a call with my parents where I told them that I had hit 10,000 subscribers. Wait a minute. Oh, hold on. My thing is not live anymore. I had a call with my parents where I told them that I had hit 10,000 subscribers and that I was like, I couldn't believe that it was actually starting to work. And they sent me this mug because they were proud of me. And so that's the context. So listen, I love my parents. I love you, Mom. I love you, Dad. I have a tough time using this mug around other people because of what it says. So here is the mug. It says, I am trying to be awesome today, but I'm exhausted from being so freaking awesome yesterday. It's very millennial core, right? Like it's very like millennial pilled. And I love that though. Like I don't actually care that it says those things that much. It just like without the context of like what that meant, you wouldn't know that like, you know, it's actually a very sweet thing. Okay, my parents sent me another mug recently. I took care of their dog for a little while. I took care of Benji, who I feel like you are mostly familiar with. And I had posted something recently about all of the little chemistry bottles, like all of the little flasks that I had been using for making propellant. And they sent me this. So it's the chemical like representation for caffeine, right? It says respect the chemistry. And then it's got the actual measurements on the glass too. Isn't that cool? I'm a little afraid to use this one because it's glass and it feels kind of delicate, but it's a sweet gift. Okay, what else do we have here? I got this one a while ago. This one's may the force be with you. The D over dt, mv. So it's force, right? Be with you. We've got the Mars 2020 mug, and this one's cool. I got this at JPL when we visited like 4 years ago, something like that. And it was before Mars 2020 had been named Perseverance. So it just says Mars 2020, and it's got the nice little logo there. So love that. Huge fan. And that might be it for like the really interesting. Oh my God. Okay, I've got a great one to close it out. I've got a fantastic mug to close it out with. Okay. Let me set the stage for you. It's Christmas, and I'm at Goodwill. Maybe it's the Salvation Army. It literally doesn't matter. It's one of those stores, and I'm just like, I'm with someone else, and we're like shopping around, looking at mugs, looking at like whatever we can find, and I find this mug. I have to think for a second, like, how do I introduce this? The mug at the top, okay, here's how I'm going to introduce this. At the top of the mug, it says, I'm in control. And I just want to be really clear, like control is in all caps here. It says, I'm in control. And it says it on both sides, okay? So then it doesn't just say that, though. It's not just I'm in control. It also says the name Tracrium. And it says it a lot, right? Like it's a lot of times that you could say that name, right? So what is Tracrium? Don't look it up. Don't Google it. What might it be? Put some guesses in the chat. Do not Google it. I will tell you, you'll learn, but you have to guess first. What does Tracrium mean? Okay? Let's get some guesses in the chat. It says, I'm in control, and then the name of what is, who knows what it is, but it's called Tracrium. A tire tread company, something with poop, an explosive, bladder pills, a chemical, it's a drug, a laxative, a brain chip, a pharmaceutical, it's a drug, ADHD medication. Okay, these are all good. I'll give you a little bit more. I'm gonna ease into this. It is a drug, it is a pharmaceutical. I'm not sure if you could call it a pharmaceutical, but it is a drug. So what does the drug do? What does the drug do that they would want to put on the mug, I'm in control? Because it's only going to get worse from here. Anxiety, caffeine, diabetes medication, make you high, makes you trip balls, antidepressant. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. All right, are you ready? It's a muscle relaxant used as an adjunct to general anesthesia to facilitate endotracheal intubation and to provide, I think it's a skeletal muscle relaxation during surgery. So just so we're clear, that's a lot of big words. This thing relaxes all of your muscles when it's used in combination with general anesthesia. And general anesthesia puts you to sleep, capital S sleep, right? It relaxes your muscles and it's used to stick shit down your throat as a muscle relaxant during surgery. And they put at the top, I'm in control. What the fuck? Pick a different catchphrase. That's so creepy. Oh, God. Anyway, but I loved it at the Goodwill, so I picked it up. Oh my God. Yeah, throat tube indeed. All right, y'all want a camera B on this MF bread? You want to see how our bread is doing? Raise your hand if you want to see the bread. We have 30 minutes to go on the bread. Did anyone see, by the way, that Oppenheimer, the movie that's coming out, is rated R, but it's not rated R for like the reason that you might think. It's rated R for nudity. I'm very curious what part of the Oppenheimer story requires that we see nudity. And like, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, what part of telling that story requires nudity? When was Christopher Nolan like, you know what we really need here? I'm not going to finish the sentence, but you know what I'm saying? Okay? Do you know what I'm saying? Okay. Here we go. Can I get a camera B, please? Can I get a camera B, please? Thank you. Okay. Here we go. Oh, it's puffing up. Oh, it's looking good, you guys. It's looking good. I'm excited. I don't know about y'all. I'm pumped. This is great. I'm super glad I started this stream. I was like, not sure people would be interested in it, but I hadn't streamed in a while. I like miss hanging out in front of a camera and just like shooting the breeze. Pantry reveal? Oh God, do we have to? Hey, yo! Zach, this is great. It's on the Joe Barna channel. It's fine. Atoms weren't the only thing Oppenheimer was splitting. Yeah, I'm trying. Listen, that's what I'm saying. What part of the Oppenheimer story do we need to see dong? I don't think that's necessary. All right, that's my rant. Pantry reveal. Okay, can I screen the pantry first? Can I? I don't want to do a pantry reveal. It's like sad in here. There's a lot of flour. The number of times that I've bought flour because I needed it for a thing and I forgot that I already had flour. It's mostly flour and then some old graham crackers. Pick a different reveal. You want some tea reveal? We could do... How about this? What if we do hot sauce packet reveal? Let's get all the different types of hot sauce packets that I've got in here. All right. It's a lot of stuff here. Okay, no, this is not that interesting. What's in here? What is this? Is this Texas? Fossil rock. What is this? Where did I get this? Texas limestone. Wait, this is really nice. Why did I put this in here? This is like a beautiful ornament. Oh my God, I'm gonna keep this. Hold on. Why did I put that in there? Huh. Let's answer some more questions. Hit me with a question. Tell me how much dong you think I'm going to see in Oppenheimer. Nope, don't do that. Cut. Nick, get rid of that, okay? Dish soap reveal. Yeah, I'll do that. I go with the Myers Clean Day. I love Myers soap. So I have an allergy to two really weird chemicals that are in a lot of soaps. The chemicals are amidoamine and cocobetane. Amidoamine is less common. Cocoa betaine is very common in a lot of soaps. They're both, I don't really remember what the chemicals do. I think they're like binders, but I'm allergic to them. And if you look in old BPS videos, a lot of those videos in like my old Nashville apartment, not in the nice looking house, a lot of those videos in that apartment with like the couch and my computer and like whatever, I'm wearing makeup in those videos because like I was using a lot of soap with the cocoa betaine and amidoamine, and my eyes would look like big red raccoon eyes, and I'd have to put makeup around it so I didn't look like I was like doing hard drugs or like, you know, dying. And it took a long bout of allergy testing and biopsies. There's still like marks on my arms from all of the biopsies that I had done. And I finally was able to figure out that I was allergic to those chemicals. But the reason I like Meyer's soaps so much, and like a lot of like new age hippy dippy soaps will not use those chemicals, is because the Meyer's soap doesn't use that chemical. So it's better for me. And also like, dude, the basil soap that they make. So this one is what, lavender? Aloe vera extract. I don't know what. Yeah, lilac. Lilac's nice. The basil soap is like next level. It smells so good. Hey Joe, I bought a Seasons Yeatings patch a while back and missed out on your autograph, but looking forward to next year. You should have had my autograph on it. I think I should have done them all. So I went over to Zyla's place and I signed all of them. Is it from 2021 or 2022? If it's from both years should have both of our signatures. I don't think we shipped out patches without signatures, and if you got one without one, we should fix that. Are you still using the power hatch, or have you switched to a different design for turning on electronics? So I worked with a company called Evolution Space recently, and they flew my computer to space. And that was a very cool thing that they did. They were generous with their time and engineering efforts. And one of the things that they did in order to turn the computer on is they used a very, very small hole in the rocket that had a hex key. And when you turn the hex key, it bridges a gap like a screw switch. But it's even better than a screw switch because you're threading into plastic for the most part. So it's a lot more stiction, and it keeps, like, it's better for vibration than the traditional screw switch into a PCB. And so I'm not, like, the power hatch is a great idea for some HPR rockets. Honestly, I still haven't figured out, like, my favorite way to do it. All right. I'm going to California, San Francisco very soon. Any advice? I haven't been to San Francisco in a while. I will say, I don't think I'm on the website yet. And I don't think I'm on the list of creators. I'm going to Open Sauce. If you want to go to Open Sauce in San Francisco, it's like July 15th or something like that. It's going to be lit. It's going to be so fun. I'm really excited for that. But that's in San Francisco. But otherwise, when I was in San Francisco last, I shot a video with Astronus, which is hopefully coming out this month or maybe next month. And they're up there. I went to a really good bar, and I can't remember the name of it. So I don't have any helpful advice for you. I'm so sorry. 2022, says YoSnap. I would reach out to Zyla if you can. She managed the delivery of the ornaments for this year, but I signed all of them that I could find at her house. So if you didn't get my signature on them, if you didn't get either of our signature, that's a bigger problem too. But if you shoot Zyla an email, that might be worth doing. Joe, can I go to FAR? No rocketry experience, but I'm chill. Yes, absolutely. So best practice for FAR, they have a sign-up form. If you poke around on their site, you should be able to find it. It's like a site request type of thing. And if you're not there to fly anything, chances are it's okay to show up on one of the days. They have a calendar that on their website, if you poke around, you can find the site calendar. So every 2 weeks, usually, they will do a FAR day, and it's like a public day that pretty much anyone can show up. There's a $10 fee if you're not a member of FAR, And if you pay $30 or you go more than I think like 4 times or something like that, you're already automatically grandfathered in. But it's a really cool resource. There's nothing like it in the whole nation. So like paying the $10 fee is worthwhile to do. But yeah, anyone can go. Only Zyla's autograph. Okay. Yeah, I would reach out to her and see what we can do. All right. Let's see. Why was the Jiffy Lube story left out of the Send It video? You want to know what happened at Jiffy Lube? I don't know that I want to tell you what happened at Jiffy Lube. I mean, something definitely happened. That much is for sure. Yeah, that is for sure. You know, why don't we check on the banana bread and see how that's doing? Why don't we start there? All right, come with me. Oh, it's rising. Okay, you know what? I'm starting to think we put the right amount in there. This looks great. I'm excited about it. All right. Okay, the only person who really seems excited about the Jiffy Lube story is Tiff. And I'll be honest, I'm not finding this to be that convincing, so unless it's a unanimous yes from the chat, I'm probably not interested in getting into the Jiffy Lube story. Can we switch to oven cam? Yeah, there we go. We had the oven cam. Right after they started changing your oil. Okay, all right, people want the Jiffy Lube story. How much time have we got left? We got 17 minutes left. Okay, I'll tell you what. Look into my eyeballs. I will tell you the Jiffy Lube story. But first, I must use the restroom. Is that okay? I will tell you the Jiffy Lube story after I use the restroom. Is that okay? Are we good? Okay. Deal? I will tell you the story, but first, I need to go to the bathroom. So I'm going to go take care of that. I'll be back. Set a timer on your phone for, let's say, 3 minutes. And we'll see where that puts us. Okay, cut. In the beginning, I went to Jiffy Lube. And something happened. It's a mystery to all of mankind what occurred just before they changed my oil. Today, you will finally hear the story of what happened at the Jiffy Lube. It will be revealed for all. I really love that. I really love using that as a way to do an intro to like a live stream. I think that's so funny, and I really hope I don't get like copyright claimed or anything. Let me plug back in my hot little mic. All right, here we go. Goes in there. What happened to the mic? What do you mean, what happened to the mic? It's fine. Okay, look, here's what... Sometimes you go to a restaurant and they serve you salmon. Do you know what I'm saying? They serve you the salmon and you go, that's delicious. That's the best salmon I've ever had. I could scream right now because of how good this is. Okay? They serve you the salmon, you eat the salmon, you go home, and you think, what an amazing meal. And then like an hour and a half passes, and you go, I'm a little less amazed because I feel like shit. So you go to the bathroom, and you spend about 5.5 hours in the bathroom contending with the lack of quality, do you know what I'm saying? In the salmon. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? I spent a significant amount of time in that bathroom. Nearly becoming evangelical in the hopes that I would survive the process of removing the salmon from my body. In the morning, I thought to myself, I know what I'll do. I'm a responsible adult. It's time to get my oil changed. I'll go get my oil changed. So I do. What could possibly be the problem with that? What could possibly be the problem with getting my oil changed? The morning after having some bad salmon. I'll tell you what the problem is. I roll up to the Jiffy Lube, Jiffington lubricant, and upon telling the service attendant what I would like done to my car, they begin the service. The service commences in a way that cannot be uncommenced. Do you know the first process? The first step to getting your oil changed? I'll tell you what it is. You got to remove the old oil. Do you know what you can't do? You can't drive with no oil. I did that once in Kentucky and my car broke down and I didn't mean to, but it happened because Firestone doesn't know how to fucking use an O-ring. It's beside the point. So I go to Jiffy Lube now, right? And they start changing my oil. My oil is dripping out of the car. It's dripping. Like that. It sounds like that. And as I'm in the driver's seat, I know there's something wrong. I know something's coming. I know it's about to become a problem. Do you know what I'm saying? Problem. Capital P. What else starts with P? It is distinctly possible that I will never go to that Jiffy Lube again out of embarrassment for what occurred as my oil was getting changed and there was no way out. I could not drive away. I could not reconcile with the emergency that was occurring inside of my body and leave to go home. I had to sit there you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying, I am a sack of flesh. I am a meat bag. And sometimes my meat bag does not obey my intentions. Do you know what I'm saying? Do I have to say it? Do I have to bring this over the finish line? I don't think I do. I feel like you can connect the dots on this one. Fine. There's only one way I'll do this. There's only one way I'll say it. In the morning of an undefined year, I went to get my oil changed after a night of food poisoning. Like an idiot. And right as the oil began to drain from my car, and there was no turning back, I shit my pants at the Jiffy Lube. It was awful. And I'll never do it again. Amen. The truth will set you free. I feel a weight off my shoulders now that everybody knows. Don't fucking say it on Twitter, by the way. Keep this to here, okay? This is a secret between you, me, and the 91 other people looking at this stream right now. All right. The stove is burning. Shut up. No, it's not. I got a minute left on the timer. You want to check on this bread? It looks pretty good. I'm excited. All right, here we go. What do we got in here? It looks good. And I'll be honest, it doesn't smell too bad either. I feel like I'm pretty excited about this. It smells, I'll be honest. So I did do one thing I did do one thing here, which is that I turned the oven temperature. You can probably see it in the zoomed in view. No, you can't. The oven temperature is now 375 instead of 350. And that is because I recognize that like the ramp up and ramp down time for the oven probably meant that we had to bake it a little harder to actually hit like the 55-minute mark. So like it's 55 minutes still, even though about, thank you phone, even though about like, I would say 10 of those minutes were probably under the temperature that we wanted. So I'm gonna leave it in for another like 2 minutes, and then then we'll take it out. So the timer has gone off, okay? The timer's up. The jig is up, y'all. All right, well, thanks for listening to my Jiffy Lube story. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I'm glad that I got to finish it off on that note, you know? If that story was gonna get told, it needed that music. Do we have any questions in the meantime here? Average Bostonian food poisoning experience. You know, I never got food poisoning when I was in Boston. I did have roommates that did, and man, having roommates in Boston is tight quarters, and when those roommates have food poisoning, boy, oh boy, are you just intimately in tune with exactly what's happening inside of their bodies. Do you know what I'm saying? What color should I paint my L2 rocket? I would paint it something that you can easily find if it gets lost. This is good advice for all rockets. If you're gonna fly in a really hot environment, I would go with a lighter color if you have avionics. If you don't have avionics, who cares? It's probably fine. If you have avionics, you want a white rocket. And then also, in order to find that rocket once it comes back, if you have to spot it in a sea of green, I wouldn't paint it green. If you have to spot it in a sea of beige, like a desert, wouldn't paint it white. I would paint it like a solid, actually, I mean, white isn't that bad in the desert. Why did you kill the Gunch for this bread? He deserved it. Actually, why isn't Gunch here? Hold on. There's two ways to get Gunch here. One way is for me to drop trow. I wonder if I can get my pant leg up high enough. There's no way. No, I've become fairly thick over the winter. I'm trying to work that weight off. But I used to be able to pull my pant leg up and you could see the Gunch tattoo that's right here, but I'm not dropping trow on stream. But the Gunch is here with us. He can be part of this stream, as he is a very important part of my life. Let's see. Oh, Tiff says, Joe, tell them how much you bench. Dude, okay, listen. First of all, I'm going to tell this story and then I'm going to take it out. I've been on my gym shit, okay? I've been on my workout. Do you know what I'm saying? My bench, and I don't just mean 1 rep, I mean 10 reps. And I did 15, but I spaced them out the last time I did this. But 10 reps reliably. I'm at 205, 205 pounds. That's huge. I've never hit that before. I'm so excited. I'm gonna get to 225, and then I'm gonna see how much further I can push it. And it's like, I'm trying not to be irresponsible with it, but like, let's go. I'm so excited. How much black powder should I use for my pyro charges to avoid spicy nylon and missile? Kyle, I'll answer your question and then I'll take the bread out. Maybe I should take the bread out now. No, I'll answer it first. I want you to think of a plot, Kyle. I'm gonna put it in front of the door so you have a better contrast here. This is, let's say, the minimum amount of black powder that's gonna get your nose cone off. It might not pull your parachutes out, but it's gonna get your nose cone off. This is the amount, and I know that's off screen, this is the amount that will hurt your rocket. You want to be here. And you can really be anywhere in here. If you have good webbing, if you have good lines on your rocket, good like Kevlar lines or even nylon lines that are shielded a little bit, you can be anywhere in here. What you really do not want to do is be just a little bit above this. You don't want to do that. So when you find, if you do an ejection test and you just barely get your laundry out, multiply that by 1.5. And that's your flight charge. That also changes with altitude, right? So if you go to higher altitude, your combustion of black powder is going to be not as good, so you're not going to get as like efficient combustion from your BP, so you won't generate as much gas, which means that you need to add a little bit more to account for that. I'm a really big fan of blow it up or blow it out, which means be generous with the BP. You have to have Kevlar lines that will support that, so that when the lines become taut, there's a couple of ways to fight this, right? You could do bungee cords, but the bungee cords can't snap. You could do snap cords, which means you do a bungee relief line. So this is your taut bungee cord. And even when the bungee cord is as taut as it can be, there is a relief line that is loose hanging below it. And that relief line is the continuous strand of Kevlar that's your regular webbing that holds all of the weight. And so what you can do is you can put a lot of energy into this taut bungee line that will slow down the two stages or the two sections that are separating. And then that bungee line is probably going to snap. But that's dissipated energy. That's energy that never comes back into the system because it's snapped. So it's like a crush core for lines. It's like a tension crush core. But that's like overkill for your L2. Okay, let's get the thing out of the thing. Is that clear enough for anyone? We're gonna get the banana bread out of the oven. Ugh. All right, do we need an oven cam for this? No, we don't. No, we don't. Oh, all right. Well, it is, oh my gosh. It is fairly brown. I'm not unhappy about it. I will say I'm not convinced that it's gonna really be the color we were looking for. You know, I'm not convinced that it's gonna be the color we were looking for. I think we needed red. So here's what I see in this color. I see green, just like we were seeing before, right? So we needed red dye. Honestly, just so we're clear, I think this is totally worth redoing. If you guys are into it, I will redo this stream and I will try to get this to look a lot like black powder or ammonium perchlorate. But what I'll do is instead of going to the grocery store down the street, I'm gonna order some like real good dye, like good food dye, and I'll get a couple of different colors so we can balance it in. And what I can do is I can get a chunk of AP and put it here and I can like really match it. But the real test will come when I, let's like make sure. It's sticking a little bit. It's not sticking a lot. It might need to go in there for longer. No, I don't think it does. It's probably fine. But yeah, I would, what we clearly need is more red dye so that it's less green. The brown on top is unavoidable. Although if we wanted to fight the brown, how would we fight the brown? With the color wheel, brown is a shade of red. We would fight it with green. So that's really interesting. We would want red in all of the dye and a little bit of green on top to fight the brown so that it's gray on top too. But I don't know that that's realistic. Let's see. We should probably leave this for another minute. Why don't I take another question or two, and then we will cut into this and see how it tastes. This is a fun stream. Thank you for joining me. Joe, your videos got me into rockets a year ago, and now I'm working on my level 3 rocket, M883 to 30,000 feet. Thank you so much. Dude, that's awesome. Finn, that, first of all, an M to 30,000 feet is really impressive. Nice work. Great job. What is the M883? Is that 75? M883. It's, oh boy. M883. I don't see an M883. Who makes it? Either way, that's really cool though. What do you think of the Sony a7 II? I want to buy it and I want your opinions on it. So I don't have opinions on the a7 II. I have opinions on the a7 III, which I love. Big fan of the a7 III. I have not used the a7 II, so I cannot really give my opinions on it. But the a7 III is great. And I also don't know what the specs are, so I can't really speak to it. What's my favorite rocket? I've recently come around on the Delta III. I think it's lovely. It's a Van Til propellants motor. Oh, interesting. VTP motor from New Zealand, 8 kilonewton seconds. That's awesome. Really cool. Is it worth it to buy flights from Vancouver, Canada to San Francisco for open source? I'm in high school and would have to work like 40 hours. Right, yeah. So when you're thinking about it in terms of the amount of like life effort that you have to put in order to afford the flights, I would make sure you factor in the hotels, and I would factor in like an amount of food too to try and get your total cost. So like you're not just thinking about the plane tickets, because it will be more than just the plane tickets. I'm not trying to discourage you from going, but I just don't want people to spend more money than they have to. Open Sauce, as far as I can tell, will have a lot of people that I'm really excited to meet there. So a lot of them are just other creators that I've never met in person. And some of them are people that like are overseas and are like showing up to a place in the US that like I might never see them ever if it isn't for this event. So I am personally very, very excited for it. I can't really make that decision for you. And it sort of depends what you're interested in. If you think like, yeah, I don't know how to tell you to make that decision. I would tell you like, you will probably have the opportunity to meet a lot of cool people. If that is a thing that is important to you and that you think would like inspire you, I think that's great. And if it's a thing that's like affordable and you're down to work 40 hours to get there, depends on like, you know, you say you're in high school, so working 40 hours is different in high school than when you're a full-time job. If a full-time job, that's like a week of work. If you're in high school and you're working on after hours, that's different too. I don't know how to tell you if it's worth it or not. I'll tell you, I'm very excited to meet people, and I think that's kind of the value of the event. I would not go just to see other people's projects necessarily. I would not really go to... I would go to meet people. And also, I would go to meet people who aren't necessarily your idols. So like, I don't know, to pick random people out, like William Osman is like the big, you know, big chungus of the event. Like he's organizing a lot of stuff and he's doing a lot of big stuff for it. But like, I wouldn't go to meet him because he's probably going to be busy and like doing a bunch of stuff and like whatever. I would go to like meet other people who are like you. So if you want to meet like-minded people, this is a great place to do that. And I think that's probably where the value is. It's kind of a long answer, but hopefully that makes sense. Beautiful. This is going to slide right out. All right, let's put this on a baking sheet and see what happens. Look at that. Look at that. Right out. Clean. That's a non-stick, baby. Let me get a slice. I was almost going to flip this. Irresponsible. Aries energy. Okay. Oh! I should have had the other camera. Oh! Oh, shit. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, let's put this out front just so you can sort of see it. This is also not really done. I'm gonna really quick get a photo. Oh, it's so hot. Okay. Yeah, this needs to go back in the oven for a second, but I need a photo really quick. Ouch! Christ. Okay. This needs more oven. Can I just put all of the pieces back into it? I bet I can. Yeah, there it is. That's beautiful. Yeah, I am literally built different. Oh my God. They say, I think he's built the same. And I say, no. Oh my God. I'm built different. Okay. This needs like 10 more minutes. Minimum. Oh my goodness. It's important to get it right, folks. It's important to get it right. It's not like I'm going to get food poisoning from any of this, but I need this banana bread to be the best that it can be, and it's not the best that it can be right now. It's mid. Let's call it what it is, right, folks? This banana bread is mid. You got a favorite lighter? Yeah, of course I do. That was dangerous. That's my favorite lighter. Is the oven on? Yes, the oven is on. I'm actually going to crank it a little bit. We're going to 400, and we're going to do it for, set a cheeky timer here. Let's go like 9 minutes. Thank you for the ASMR. What about Zippos? I haven't really used a Zippo in a long time. Don't go to Jiffy Lube after eating this. Real. Remember Shrek? Of course I remember that. What's your best advice for model rocketry? Start with a kit. Start with a kit. Start with a kit. Start with a kit. Start with a kit is my best advice. Start with a kit. And it's not because kits are better or worse, it's because they are great for telling you what you need to know, and they're great for starting to experiment. Because you can take a kit, and the kit will have a wide, the kit will have a wide margin of where it will work. So you could take a kit for a regular model rocket. Yeah. Oh, what's up, Andrew Adams? What's popping, my guy? Kits have a really wide margin for where they'll work, and like, don't take this as legal advice or anything like that, but like, if you buy a kit for, let's say, an Estes Alpha, like real classic model rocket kit, you can add some weight in the nose and it'll probably fly fine, right? You could take some weight away from the nose and it might fly fine. I would simulate it first, an open rocket, but like the rockets that show up as kits, they expect that like you'll probably modify them a little bit. It might fly a little differently than they build it. So I would start with a kit because it means you can pretty safely experiment from there. Excuse me. Big hiccup energy today. Joe, what was Rick Maschek's response to the OG Yeetmas? Oh, he liked it. I mean, the OG Yeetmas was great. That was like a really fun year. Actually, that was not a fun year. That was a fun year for a hot minute, and then it was like a terrible year. And then it like ended really strong with Yeetmas. What's poppin'? Let's see. Modding kits is a cheat code for getting flying sooner. That's absolutely it, man. I mean, that's Adams knows because he's done it before too. Like, that's why it's great to start with a kit because, like, okay, so I made EBDB recently. If you follow me on Twitter, you know what this is. If you don't, it's a 2.1 inch, two-stage rocket, and the rocket didn't work. But I had to put 2 weeks of full days into building this thing. And if I had bought a kit that was like for a 2.1 inch rocket, it would have been a lot easier because it would have come with the pre-cut fins. It would have come with the pre-cut tubes. And like, especially for the fins, man, cutting those things, getting them to the right size, clamping them all together, sanding them down on the belt sander, cleaning my garage of carbon fiber dust. Like, all of that takes a bunch of work, and you can definitely get flying sooner if you have a kit to start with. Yeah, Adam says, my L3 was a modded kit. I called them up and asked for 4 fins instead of 3, and switched the tube that got slotted. Yeah, awesome. Okay, let's see. Joe Barnard, what is your opinion / choice for the Moonlander competition, i.e. SpaceX and others? Well, I am in Alpakistan. No, I don't. My opinion is a little bit cancelable. I kind of believe. Okay, I am used to building rockets at a certain scale, and that scale has so far never been larger than 4 inches, maybe 6 if you count simplex. That's a lot different than a 9-meter wide Starship. That's a lot different than like a however many meters wide Blue Origin lunar lander, like RIP National Team. Also, that's a lot bigger than whatever Dynetics wants to do, like, or if Northrop is going to do anything. Like, I don't have an opinion on this that I think is worth considering in any type of public sphere. But if you want my personal opinion, that you shouldn't put any weight in, I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters who goes. I think it matters that they go. I think so much time is dedicated to trying to find the right way to do it, and like, the way to do it is to pump a bunch of money into the lunar lander program and just fucking send it. Like, get a couple of people, a bunch of money, and someone will figure out how to do it. And then we can like build out the right way to do it from there. But like, the V2 is a shitty rocket, right? But someone got there, they made the V2, and then all of the other things could develop from the V2 because it worked. This is a really bad analogy because the V2 bombed London, but like, it doesn't, like, I don't think the architecture will be the thing that stands in the way of the lunar lander being good or bad. I think it's like just doing it. It is a hard enough thing to do as it is, so you should get multiple people to do it, and someone will figure it out. It's like Commercial Crew, right? Starliner has a bunch of things that, like, if you look at it on paper, might be better than Dragon, right? But Dragon turns out to be the one that succeeds because it's just a really hard problem, and like there's all these like little idiosyncrasies and like things that make it difficult. And the better thing to do is to fund a couple of people, and it doesn't matter who makes it, it's just that someone has to do it. Anyway, that's it. That's my rant. I'm off my soapbox. Let's see. What is the best place to find info on building a TVC rocket? Question not just for Joe, but for everyone else here too. Sorry for spamming, I'm trying to learn. No worries for spamming, by the way. I know that's usually sort of frowned upon, but like, it's okay. I'm quite bad at seeing the chat. Okay, I'm so sorry. Here we go. So I'm going to put a link in here, and I'll also recite it. bps-space.github.io. And I'm going to put it in the chat here. You can click this if you want. The people of the BPS Discord very generously came together and created a wiki of like general resources that you can use to do a TVC rocket. Someone says your loaf is burning. They're not entirely wrong. I'm going to cool it off. Our timer is up in 1 minute. I'm actually going to extend that to 3 minutes. What impossible are we doing today? Oh yeah, if you've just joined, the reason that what I did was impossible is that, have you ever bought bananas in general? And if you have you ever put them on your counter and then like a week goes by and they get a little brown and you're like, I'll probably still eat them. But then like 10 days go by, 12 days go by, and your bananas are getting real brown. They're real ripe. They're way overripe. And you're like, I don't want to put that mushy banana in my mouth. But you keep them. And you know why you keep them? I'll tell you why you keep them. It's because you think to yourself, I'll make banana bread, right? It doesn't matter if they're mushy, I can make banana bread with them. So, but that never happens because life happens, and of course you never make banana bread. You're never gonna make the banana bread. But I made the banana bread. I'm doing the impossible. I had brown, mushy bananas. You can scroll back to the start of this stream. They were so brown that when I picked them up by the bunch, these are different bananas. When I picked them up, 3 of them, I think, dropped to the counter. They were so mushy. And I made banana bread with them. Let's see. SpaceX is calling, but you have to close BPS. Do you go? It depends on the point in my life that I'm at. Right now, I'm way too excited about Space Shot to do that. The program is funded, BPS is funded. I can make enough to pay my bills and to purchase the AP and other materials that I need in order to do a Space Shot. That feels like a capital B blessing. And so I feel like it would be a waste to not do that, and I'm having a fun time. If I do the Space Shot and I'm not sure where to go, and it's been a year and a half, and I'm like kinda just doing whatever and maybe not having as much fun, then I go do something else. Maybe I go to SpaceX or JPL or Relativity or who knows what. Maybe I don't even do rockets, but I think that's pretty unlikely. I quite like rockets. Let's see. Are there any resources you can recommend to learn PCB design? I haven't designed a PCB in a long time, but I liked Jeremy Blum's PCB stuff. But what I would do is I would just Google, or I would just look for a YouTube tutorial, is what I would do. I'm sure there's stuff that's more recent, that's more recent than what I've used. I'm making experimental motors, just mixing propellants and seeing what happens. Looking at some slow burning propellants. My fast burning ones exploded. What would you recommend? Well, first of all, I would recommend reassessing. I would do some systems engineering and I would look a little closer at your case design. Even fast burning propellants should not make your case explode. You should have a solid safety factor on any experimental rocket motor. You'll know that for Simplex, we had a target chamber pressure of like 450 psi or something like that, and our burst pressure was 1400. And for the Space Shot, our target pressure is closer to like 600 to 900 psi, and our burst pressure is going to be 2000, maybe 2200, something like that. We're going for a thicker case wall. I would start, instead of looking for a new propellant, and I would look for a new propellant, I would get a thicker case so that you stop blowing up rocket motors, and you'll learn a lot more through that. And then also I would, open up the throat. That's always a great option. Open up the throat and then make sure your port to throat ratio isn't too low, so that you don't sink into erosive burning, because if they're blowing up immediately, it might be erosivity that's actually triggering it, which means that your core geometry, like your core is so tight in ratio to your throat that your flow is going supersonic within the chamber, and then you get erosive burning. So your pressure and like all of these things spike in a really unpredictable way that your simulations are never going to predict. Okay, it's bread time. We're gonna get the. Can I get camera B, please? Hello? Can I get camera B, please? Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, it's bread time. Ugh. Oh, yeah, now we're cooking. Okay, awesome. So we need to let that cool for a hot minute, because that's going to be nice and toasty. We'll see if that has cooked a little bit more this time. I don't think it's worth putting it back in at this point. Managing the heat while mixing KNSB seems tricky. The grains are also brittle, so I would keep grain geometry simple for them. Oh, are we doing sugar motors? Joe, what is your opinion for KNSB sugar motors? Also, Adams, thank you for taking some of these questions too. I haven't done experimental prop myself, so mostly be safe, do your own research, wear PPE. Yeah, this is all really good advice from Mr. Andrew Adams here. Like, more important than anything of getting your prop right is also like doing it safely. KNSB is really tricky. There are processing things that are not as safe as AP, which is funny because your ISP is going to be better with AP anyway. And then there are also like just limitations with the propellant itself. So it is cheaper per motor. It's just more expensive per test program. The other thing that I'll say is if you're doing sugar motors, please do not use steel casings and do not use PVC casings. Aluminum is your friend. And the reason to not use those steel or PVC casings is that if you are not behind a really solid blast wall, steel and PVC will fragment like shrapnel in a way that aluminum won't do quite as much. Okay, did you make any progress on your Starship model? Igor, it's a really good question. I'm gonna be honest. I haven't made a ton of progress. I'm mostly doing the Simplex stuff for now, and I'm kind of like chasing this like solid motor stuff because I really want to do the Space Shot. I'm hoping to have some type of video about Starship out by the time the second Starship flies. I would like to get some type of stuff done then. So like I have the nose cone printed, I have all the flap mechanics printed, I have all of the forward and aft flap mechanics printed. I need to machine out the avionics mount and then put the Starship together. But the good news is that we don't need to build a whole lot of test models. We're just gonna like build this thing for flight and then start speccing around that. So we're going to build the Starship model first. We're going to get aero modeling data and like aero performance data by sticking it on the hood of my car, driving down through the desert at various speeds, and then finding points of stability. And then we're going to like work backwards on the aero model from that. And then after all of that works, we'll do a single Starship, just the ship flight, kind of like SN8 and 9 and 11 and 15. And then if all those work, then we'll put a booster under it. Yeah, a lot to go there. This is still somewhat hot. When Big Scout? Oh man, I don't know. Maybe after Space Shot. Would you consider paid rideshare payloads for the Space Shot? I have an RP2040 design I've been fiddling with. Be super cool to be able to support and get good test data. I am not totally opposed to a paid rideshare on the Space Shot. But we would need to do it in a way that's like you sign a waiver that you are well aware that there is about a 20% chance that you make it to space. And there's about an 80% chance that you make it to the desert floor in a location that is unknown, so you do not ever get it back. I'm open to it, but we're so far from that at this point that it's hard to know about what that will look like. It's a big rocket. It's also just a long rocket. I'm a little worried about bending, so we'll see. Joe, when you're in SF for open sauce, I highly recommend Casey's Pizza. The East Coast pie is legit the best pepperoni pizza I've ever had in terms of crust crunch and ingredient quality. I will check that out. That's good advice. I love a good za. How's the meat rocket coming? My brain says FEA. My brain FEA says you need a lot of heat on the thing. Okay, so meat rocket is still happening, but it's changing. I don't think we're using the N5800 anymore. I want to use it for something. I have the motor. It's just that I now have the ability to make my own motors. So it feels stupid to not try and combine these things. So what we would do is we'd make Simplex V2, maybe we fire it on the ground, and if that works, then we take Simplex V3, we put a nose cone and fins on it, and the nose cone has the meat. And that way, we can fly a custom motor, we can cook some meat, we get at least 2 videos out of it. I don't know, we'll see. And then maybe Mr. Adams can use my N5800. All right. I'm feeling better about this. Are we feeling better about this? Let's see. Can we go to camera B, please? Thank you. All right. How am I going to get this out? You know what? It's not that much better, but it is pretty hot. So I'm not going to sweat it. I think these are more chunks of banana than undercooked areas, is sort of what I think. Get a nice close-up on that. That's disgusting. All right, well, listen. It's not a true Joey B food review if I don't take a bite, huh? That was hot. Someone clip that and put it on youtube.com. All right. I'm going to take a bite of this. I'll tell you what. I meant to make a piece of banana bread that looked like ammonium perchlorate. And clearly we have failed, right? Like, this is no good. But I can tell you, I'm a man of persistence. I will be back. I will do this again. We will make it look like AP. But I need that red food dye, right? That's going to be a critical thing for me. Oh. Mm. 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 Trying to figure out what I'm tasting here. Yeah, I think it's that. I think it's the black food dye, or it's a black gel. So, if someone, all right, if someone said, hey man, Jesus. If someone said, hey man, do you want some banana bread? And then fed me this, even if it didn't look like this, I would be like, huh, I think maybe this is not good banana bread. And I'll tell you what, this is not good banana bread. It isn't bad. It's just definitely not good. You know what's not bad? The crust. I think that's, I'm a guy who's really into some crunch, you know? I feel like we've learned a lot today. I feel like we've learned some powerful lessons about color, about cooking, about ammonium perchlorate motors, and look, we're all here to learn, right? We're all here. Man, I can't stop eating this. I mean, it's not that good. Maybe it's just that I'm hungry. It's getting better. It's growing on me. I'm gonna finish this piece. You know, like it's not awful. It's just really nasty looking. And this feels like the end of the carbonated milk video, where I just sort of sit there in silence and like think about what I did here. I think I need a black food coloring. I need a black dye because this has too much taste. Because of the quantity that I had to add, and it's not only the quantity, it wasn't even that effective. Like, this looks nasty. This is some gun shit. Like, him. Look at this. Tell me that doesn't match. You know what I'm saying? I think that next time we need black food dye, but we also need red and green food dye. And maybe we need like a full color wheel of food dye because I need to be able to dial in the color. The color did not meaningfully change on the inside. Excuse me. I was hoping that it would. and it didn't meaningfully change. The dark outside is fine, and honestly, I bet it's still gonna be fine if we make it more gray, but I can do this again. This will not be the last banana bread stream. And what I might do is I might wait a few days, and then I might do it again with these. That's maybe what I'll do. No commitments, but like, I'm gonna make more banana bread, and we're gonna do it until I can get it to look like this. I'll also say one more thing before I head out here. So this, I do not see the AP, the little bits of sugar that we put in to simulate the AP. I don't see these in here. And that's a problem because those things, they add taste, but they aren't adding any visual. Oh my God. Okay. This is awesome. I'm learning a ton. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me. This has been a lovely stream. It's really fun to do these because I feel like for the BPS videos, I kind of have to put on a face, put on more of a like, I'm Joey B, let's go, here we go, right? And these streams I can sort of just like be who I am. And who I am is an MF who wants to add a ton of black dye to his banana bread to see if he can make it look like AP. But I'll be back. I'll tell you what, we're gonna get this right. This is my new mission. And that's that. Let's see, anything else before I leave here? Morning from Scotland. What's up, Rory? Shouts out. Scotland is, at least online, it looks beautiful. How does the recovery system work for your space shot? Will it be like Lumineer? It won't be like Lumineer, I don't think, but also the space shot hasn't been far enough along in the design for me to know what the recovery system looks like. I'm a little bit partial to only drogues. We're not far along enough in the design to know what that looks like. There's also like some talk of like doing active control to steer down a column on the way up, and that changes what recovery needs to be. So we'll see. What is the biggest advice you could give to yourself when you were starting your YouTube career? I don't have great advice for this because I did YouTube for 3 years before it started working, and it was only because I wasn't trying to make it work. I started doing videos that explained what I was doing and why I was doing it and what my ultimate goal was. And that seemed to work with people. Of like, here's what I'm doing, here's why I'm doing it. So like, I'm kind of doing the same thing with the space shot now. I'm doing all these simplex videos, but in almost every single simplex video, I've mentioned the space shot, and I'm gonna keep doing that. Because like, having a grander project helps people follow along. There's this guy, Stephen Hawes, who I follow because I know that he is on this journey to create an open source pick and place machine. And I love his videos because each video is something new and different and weird, but it all connects to the larger vision of like, I want to make a pick and place machine. And he does a lot more than that. But I think people who have a grander vision or a grander project idea, that seems to work really well with retaining people for a longer time, or like building an audience on YouTube, is like having a clear end goal. And like in every video, you can be like, here's how that gets us a little bit closer. That is my advice. The only other thing I'll say is that there is so much luck involved in doing this stuff. And it's not to gatekeep. I don't mean that in that way. I just mean it in the way of like, I don't know how it worked for me and how much of it was luck and how much of it was me trying really hard. I did try really hard, but also probably a lot of it was luck. And on that note, which is a little bit depressing, I'm gonna go, but thank you so much for watching this. We made banana bread, and it was green, even though I added an entire tube of black sparkle gel, and there's no sparkles. What the heck, guy? Oh, how come there's no sparkles? Look, I'm not disappointed. I'm just mad. Turn the phrase around. But yeah, thank you for joining, everyone. I really appreciate y'all hanging out for a little while. And I think this is great. We're going to make this a thing. I'm going to be back. We're going to make this thing look like AP. And then, if we can get the banana bread to look like that, I think we should make cookies. I think we should make other pastries. I want to do a whole suite of gray-looking pastries. And eventually, as it gets better, we can try to get into the pourability of the batter. We can try to get into the castability. We can try to cast a Finicil cookie. Like, I think there's a lot of fun stuff we can do. And I'm not committing to any of it, but this was an unexpectedly fun stream. So thank you all for joining. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye! He created a live stream on YouTube.com. He promised to do the impossible with bananas. He believed he could take the old bananas and do what no other person could and actually follow through and turn them into banana bread! And he did it! And it was green and super fucking weird, even though I used the black sparkle gel. But I did it! I used bananas that were old, and I made the banana bread. Good night.